नहीं नीचे है उसको, नहीं इसको आगे पीछे कर।
Hello. So, yes, the meeting is being streamed on, right? On YouTube. So we are starting. So everyone, hello. Oh, I need to mute. Yeah. Everyone, yes.
हाँ हाँ ये
Oh, but then यहाँ से
म्यूट कर दे। हाँ, एक से ट्राई कर।
नहीं, but the thing is कि ऑडियो नहीं जा रही।
हाँ, वो ऑडियो आता नहीं।
हाँ सही है ना।
नहीं, प्रॉब्लम है।
आपका म्यूट है। अभी ऊपर गए YouTube
Please connect your audio mic for this to work.
इसको म्यूट कर
ठीक है, इसको म्यूट बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं। But okay, am I audible? Can anyone confirm? इसको
Yes, you are audible, sir.
इनकी आवाज कहाँ से आएगी?
Oh,
See the problem? So we are doing some advanced technical testing. So thankfully we're about to start. So everyone, welcome to another meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. First, a few ground rules. First is that we keep our videos and ourselves on mute unless an appeal is not going to speak. Secondly, we refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics, with particular emphasis on trying to create controversy or trying to create a debate, because that's not what this club is for. We need to create a safe environment for everyone, and that is where these limitations come in. Although, of course, judgment is your friend, the mere mention of these topics is not a taboo. It's the intent behind these topics. And thirdly, of course, we clap, make noise at appropriate time. Of course, we do not speak, we do not shift or move while the speaker is speaking. This is something that we need to practice, including myself. We need to practice this discipline because there's something very sacred in Toastmasters that when a speaker is speaking, you do not speak, you listen to them, and that is something which we all can do. And I almost ran into that. So today is our speakerthon, and usually speakerthons don't have a theme, but today's speakerthon has it, and that theme is the 100th anniversary of Toastmasters. So big round of applause. We are all 100 years old because today is the anniversary of the founding of first Toastmasters Club. In fact, not precisely today, it was yesterday, but same difference.
101 days.
100 anniversary. So, and yes, we also do not interrupt other speakers. So, without further ado, we have guests. We have a guest, but I won't ask her for comments as yet. Perhaps at the end of the meeting, we have an online guest, Mrs. Zuhaib Raza. Would you like to introduce yourself, Mrs. Zuhaib? Okay, maybe, Zohaib, are you there? Because I can see you're unmuted, but can't hear you. Anyhow, so without further ado, let me invite Toastmaster of the day. And Toastmaster of the day today needs no introductions. Therefore, I will not introduce him.
Okay, thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today we are going to have our second speaker-thon. And you all know in speaker-thon we have speeches, and only speeches. Then we have evaluation, evaluation. So I'm not going to call any of the role player. I'll just quickly go with the role player and then we'll jump into evaluation. To the prepared speeches session. So our first role player is the grammarian, but I would request her to please come here and announce the word of the day. Toastmaster Hita, the stage is yours.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the word of the day is eclectic, and the meaning is driving ideas, style, or taste from a broad and diverse range of sources. Please use it in the table topic.
How do you spell?
Eclectic.
Easy.
Spell it out.
ECLECTIC.
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 ECLI.
ECLECTIC. Meaning is deriving ideas, style, or taste from a broad and diverse range of sources.
Example.
And please use it in the
Example.
Example.
He's thinking of an
Eclectic. No.
I don't know the word. Eclectic.
No, let me tell. She was eclectic. She was wearing an eclectic dress, tie, different.
Be careful while doing.
I'm not going for anything else anymore. Anyway, and could I
Next one.
Yes.
play the role for the
Grammarian.
No,
Grammarian is no need. So as a grammarian, she'll note down the incorrect usage of grammar and by typing the name, it will tell us the correct use of grammar. Then we have timer, and since we all are Toastmasters, so we don't request the timer to come here and explain the role, but I'll mention there will be 3 lines, green, yellow, and red. Green color means you have covered the minimum time duration. Then red color means after red, whenever the red color shown by the timer, this means that the speaker or the evaluator will left with 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. After that, he or she will be disqualified for voting. And our vote counter is distinguished from Pastor Dharma.
it's a great mystery. Yeah, it's a great
Okay.
mystery.
The confidence in your voice.
You will ask.
Let me explain the role.
No,
Wait. Let me explain the rules. Today the voting is different. Sorry to override Toastmaster of the day. Today, what I'll do is I'll float the poll right at the start, and you will be asked to rate every speaker on a scale of 1 to 5. That means that you will not be asked to try to recall all the speeches at the very end. At the end of every speech, you rate that particular speaker on a scale of 1 to 5, so that there is interesting and more, let's say, tough. And I won't say tough, it will be more valid simply because the speaker's speech will be fresh in your mind.
So he is actually trying to put everyone to to be very
Critical. Or
critical plus attentive to
Judicious,
listen to all the
democratic.
speeches.
Yes.
Vigilant as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So that you guys can score the speech. According to 1 to 5 scores. So now we are moving towards our first session of the meeting, that is the prepared speech session. As we have speakerthon, we have 9 speakers today. And our first speaker is Toastmaster
Sila.
Okay.
Sila.
Sila, are you comfortable?
Yeah. Okay.
So our second speaker is Toastmaster Sila Hamid, and she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Shazia Iqbal, both are present. So just quickly go with the project title and objective of the speech. She will be delivering level 1 speech from presentation mastery, second speech of evaluation of feedback, right? Or the first speech. Is it your first?
Is it the first?
Second. Evaluation and feedback, second speech. Her title is Jump First, Think Second. Jump First, Think Second. Would give her a big round of applause.
Did you share that points evaluation from the first speech? Yeah. So you should share those.
I think the evaluator was present.
Shazid, nahi,
Shazia
it's
was there in the first.
Tuesday, but Shazid must have a clear idea. So if you can share first, because that way he can evaluate. Because this speech will be evaluated
Can
based
we go with the third one? Third speech?
No, no,
No, just.
you just share right now.
And the word of the day is eclectic.
Eclectic.
Eclectic. Eclectic means
Eclectic means
driving ideas.
Driving ideas from different sources.
Driving ideas
Ideas,
from
collective ideas.
from a broad management of.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will get eclectic ideas from Toastmasters from this speakerphone so that we can deliver next. We can deliver speeches
Can
in
we
the
take
next.
files from office and messaging?
Oh,
Can-
all right.
yeah.
Then maybe we can move to the third speaker, who
Wow.
is
Give me-
Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. Oh, yeah. But I'm just telling you that who the third speaker is.
I have to keep it down.
Of course. So you can read now. Wow.
Okay, so we are moving towards our third speaker for some reason. So Toastmaster Majid Akhtar is our third speaker, and he will be evaluated by me.
Yeah. No,
Yes. No.
by me.
Yes, by Nitin Tana, but I'm not going to call him. I'll just quickly read down the objectives. Toastmaster Majid Akhtar is delivering his level 1 speech from presentation mastery, project 4, evaluation and feedback. First speech, the panic monster. The panic monster by Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. Everybody please give him a big round of applause. Stage is yours. Timer?
Yeah. And online audience, can you confirm that we are perfectly audible and visible, right? Taze or
Yes, yes. Please pin the speaker.
Yeah, sure.
Pin the speaker.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so we all have fears. We are scared of someone, we are scared of something, we are scared of some situation. But converting that fear into a complete different state of mind is our own choice. Shifting that fear into a monster is our choice. Sometimes we have a lot of unreasonable person to deal with. We come across in our life 2 types of people. 1, sensible. 2, who are trying to portray that they are sensible. So the person, when we are dealing with who's sensible, there is no anxiety at all. But then there are going to be people who portray that they are sensitive. There comes anxiety. Why? Because they have a mission to prove you wrong. No matter how right you are, they have all the logics, but to prove you wrong. Actually, they are going to prove you wrong. This is exactly where the anxiety monster comes. We all face such situations in our organizations, in our offices. We have bosses. There are certain bosses who understand things. It's very easy to communicate things. But when we have meetings with bosses, we know that they do know things about, they do not know details about the meeting which we are going to be conducting. Then we get the fear. Why? Because they will be asking unreasonable questions. And why do we ask unreasonable questions? Because they do not have exact questions. This is exactly where the anxiety comes in. I have a meeting tomorrow. I have to deal with 5 directors. Out of them, 1 is going to be sensible. 5 persons are going to be portraying that they are sensible. Here comes the trouble. Because now you know that you have complete command on your subject, but the person you will be presenting to is going to come up with something. And now you have to prove those illogical things very sensibly and very smartly that these things are wrong. Because the person to whom you're trying to portray or communicate that this thing is wrong is again death for you. So you have to do it so smartly that the ego of that person does not get hurt, does not get affected. You have to so smartly tell to that person that, sir, there is another angle to it. You are 100% right. But probably this is the way this can also be thought about. So it's very challenging. Anxiety attacks do come, and we all face anxiety monster. Luckily, there are techniques. I never thought that this is going to happen on earth, that Majid Akhtar, is going to have 20 years of experience. I non-serious Majid Akhtar. Whenever I look at my experience, I actually get surprised 20 years. But now that 20 years of experience is actually helping me out in dealing with certain people who are unreasonable, but the only mission they have, whenever you talk to them, they try to tell you that you're wrong. Now you have to learn to be diplomatic. If you do not learn that, then you're done. So now this Toastmaster has helped me a lot in attending and dealing with such situations and such persons. I was forced to go to the internet and read about it. So what I started reading, that whenever you have this anxiety moment, do deep breathing. Just follow me. On the count of 3, just take a deep breath. Then hold it for 3 seconds. Then release for 3 seconds. Then again hold for 3 seconds. So this is 3, 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3 technique. Inhale for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, exhale for 3 seconds, and then again hold for 3 seconds. So these are various techniques, breathing techniques which we follow. Then we have to deal with judges, directors, bosses, because they will force us, throw us in that state of anxiety. And one very interesting thing, that this anxiety attacks come very suddenly, no matter at what stage of life we are at. So telling you a very secret. The moment this anxiety attacks come, take a deep inhale and hold. Now what will happen? Your focus is going to be diverted from that anxiety moment. Now your focus is going to be on that inhale, exhale moment. So that way you are diverting your thoughts from that anxiety attack to another thing, and now you will start controlling yourself a bit. Living in the present is something which is very important if you get to have these anxiety attacks repeatedly coming to you. And there are techniques for it. You can go to gym as well. You can not only go to gym, but also along with the gym, this breathing technique is very important. Follow these breathing techniques and surprise yourself. Next year, tomorrow when you are meeting, tomorrow you are in the court, tomorrow you have a government senior boss to deal with, tomorrow you have a senior partner to deal with, whoever you are going to deal with, I'm telling you that. Take deep inhale, hold it for a while, I'm telling you honestly, there is going to be a little shift in that anxiety. You will be a little more control of yourself. So these are various techniques which, if are followed very properly, then anxiety attacks can be controlled. Otherwise, these anxiety attacks are going to kill us. Because if you continue thinking about our past failures, then we will be having depression. And if you will continue thinking about our future probable failures, then there is going to be stress. And sustained stress gets converted into anxiety. So do not become victim of anxiety. Take control of yourself. Use these breathing techniques. Along with breathing techniques, try to indulge into some physical exercises and be in your own command.
Thank you, Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. I was just having anxiety, so I tried to divert my mind. But next, on the agenda, we have Toastmaster Azhar as our next speaker, but his evaluator is not here right now. He has to offer prayers. So I guess we should move to next speaker. Yes. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Yes. Exactly, we just came in right now. And Toastmaster Fahim Razak will be evaluated by Toastmaster Hiba Khan. Should I call him?
Don't act so shocked.
No, I know.
You can leave. Sorry. आप mute करें. मैं वापस आएगा.
I just
अभी से mute करें.
But speaker sound नहीं जाएगी.
Sound जाएगा.
Yes, right.
भाई ये वाला mute नहीं कर रहा. Speaker mute नहीं कर रहा है. आपका mic है.
Okay.
This is my props.
Toastmaster Fahim Razak will be delivering his project on pathway dynamic leadership. Level 1, project 2. Speech title is Living High.
I'm sorry, Mr. Timodi. There is some echo in the voice. Is the sound?
Yes.
There's a lot of echo in the voice, please.
Yes.
Do you need me to wear mic?
Wait. Yes, it's muted. Now, are we audible? Sajid, can you confirm?
Yeah, it's okay. It's perfect now.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Toastmaster Fahim. Yes,
Am
you
I
are audible.
audible?
Are we audible? I don't think sound's not done.
No, it's not working. Oh. I think it is now. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. Am I audible?
Yeah. Wait. I turn off. Yeah.
How about now? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Am I audible?
Is there an echo?
No, the sound is clear now. But am I audible to you?
Try करेंगे. Next week में अपना laptop लेकर. We're not ready for this.
Okay, can you please unmute that other laptop? Sorry, mute. Yeah. And for everyone's
Am I
attention.
audible?
Yes, you are.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. For
So you
everyone's
people are
attention,
also audible.
for everyone's attention, the form for speakers has already been floated. Please open it, everyone. You'll see the names of all speakers. You'll rate them all on a scale of 1 to 5. So yeah, no pressure.
Ready?
Yeah.
Life is best enjoyed on a high. You know what else is best? Going away with your family on a holiday. But you know what is better? Going away on a holiday with your friends. Can you have that? Yes. Going away on a holiday with your bestie. With your bestie. That's what I did a few years back, 2021. Me and my best friend, Shoaib. After a long time, I haven't caught up with him. We decided to go on a trip of a lifetime, northern areas of Pakistan. Took the train, sat across each other. We hadn't caught up in ages. We talked about how's the life, how's this, how's that, how's the office, how's work. As the train crossed the Hyderabad station, Shoaib reminded me of my most embarrassing moment in my life. He says, Fahim, do you remember that time when teacher made fun of you and the whole class laughed? Yeah. But Shoaib, do you remember the time when the principal came to your house and what you told your mom that today school was off? And he came and grabbed you, the whole class laughed. We had people sitting in the carriage with us, obviously. It was a train. We started making fun of each other. It was like a dog fight. Giving free entertainment to the crowd at the expense of our own embarrassing moments. And that's what we ended up doing in the trip. Trying to embarrass each other rather than trying to have fun. And that's what we did the whole trip. Didn't matter, it was Kagan, Naran, Gilgit, Babu Sahib Shop, did not matter at all. All we did was making fun of each other in front of others, trying to score points. Trying to make the crowd laugh rather than providing entertainment to each other, rather than catching up. And at that night, when we went to the hotel, I slept. And I was like, oh man, what if we were people like in Breaking Bad? Has anyone seen Breaking Bad? Jesse Pinkman and Mr. White, Walter White. Although they are in this dangerous business of selling drugs for what they had going for each other, the connection, the beautiful connection where they had each other back. No matter what the situation, Jesse Pinkman will say, if Walter White is not there, I am not there. If you hurt Walter White, you're hurting me. If you make fun of him, you make fun of me. I'm going to declare war. That's the beautiful connection I wanted between myself and my bestie. If you make fun of him, you make fun of me. I declare war on you, no matter what. And if you have seen Breaking Bad, it doesn't matter if you have not, the message stays the same. Walter White, in that episode, when he had the trust of his wife, his whole life changed for the better. Once again, he had his wife's trust. His wife had his trust. But what did I have with my wife? You know what? I'm going to tell you this story. We were in a supermarket shopping, weekly shopping, monthly shopping. And my wife was standing right in the aisle, trying to navigate. And this lady comes in and she goes, excuse me, miss, can you just get aside because you're blocking the whole aisle? And I went the same to my wife. Aisha, can you move? Come on, it's embarrassing. Why are you holding the whole aisle? That lady gone, beautiful lady, by the way. She was gone. My wife at that moment had a COVID. Even he started crying. Ma'am, I know I was wrong, holding the whole aisle. But why did you have to say in front of her? Why could you not just say that she was wrong and I was right? Didn't matter. You were wrong. You were blocking the whole aisle. You should have been either here or here. I did not understand her at that point, but I did on that night as I was reflecting. I wanted Shoaib to back me every time, no matter what. It doesn't matter whether you are right, you are wrong. It just does not matter. You cannot back up the stranger in front of your own one, even if she has done 100 murders. Only at that time did I realize what had I done, what have I been doing. Jesse Pinkman and Walter White have been this ugly business of selling drugs. But they had this beautiful connection. Oh my God, what a connection they had. What a connection. I wanted that connection. Shoaib will still call me monkey, black monkey, white monkey, pink monkey, depending on the dress I'm wearing on that day. But I tried to contain myself, although I couldn't. But this is the connection that I wanted to have with him. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my life mantra. We need two besties in our life. If you're married or if you're in a relationship, you have to have your spouse as your bestie. If we are not having that connection, then we need to reflect whether we are in the right relationship. Outside of home, we need to have one bestie, either our friend or our work colleague. Have to have each other's back, no matter what. If we don't have that, grab that friendship band, and whoever you think is your bestie, give them this and say, I have your back no matter what. And that feeling of having somebody in your life that will back you is so intoxicating that you won't need this artificial stuff. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. But let me assure you, we are not going to back you on this. If someone is watching and that person belongs to, oh, we have Jeff with us.
Please issue the disclaimer. Props are not real. These are all props, not real.
So let me issue the disclaimer that because that was a sword. It's a sword of sugar.
It actually was, yeah.
Only props, nothing
So
real.
now, with lots of shuffling, now we're going to have another shuffle. Toastmasters Asghar is our next speaker, and he will be delivering his speech from Engaging Humor Level 3, writing a compelling blog. Blog and writer, right? I'm Zimandrita. The speech duration is 2 to 3 minutes. We would appreciate it if you use the word of the day. So the Toastmasters the stage is yours.
Mr. President.
Okay, let's start.
Mr. President, I have a friend with eclectical taste. Because he's a university professor. Last week, this visibly frustrated friend told me that the students were now increasingly using ChatGPT to write their assignments.
Yeah.
He feared that it would cause a meltdown to their mental faculties. Now, his frustration and fear were understandable in a country where we are required from our students to write in English, even if it is their second or third language. Personally speaking, writing in English for me became a nightmare, let alone
writing a compelling blog. Like all those students, I always wanted to look intelligent and fluent rather than stupid. Since this trend is a rising tide in the town, there is a safety in number. So let me admit that I also used artificial intelligence to do my job, at least in certain occasions. The difficulties remain. These teething troubles, however, did not stop me to write at all. I smashed every block as a writer and blogger in my way. Today, I merely faced one practical difficulty when I try to write. As government servant, we cannot write on certain subjects, including but not limited to the sex, religion, and politics. But even at my level, when I started writing, it gives me two important benefits. It helped me to develop a habit for writing. Secondly, it forced me to read in a wheel to write. Today, when I read, I closely study the sentence, collocations, and structures of the writing rather than I do it for information. And I happy to report this new trend is giving me a lot of enjoyment, and I am currently enjoying this new learning curve. Toastmaster of the day.
Actually, okay, with your permission, can I remind?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Everyone, please, the voting form has been floated. Right now, you can only rate the speaker that you're hearing on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the least favorite and 5 being the most favorite. You cannot submit right now. You'll only be able to submit when you fill out the entire form. So I strongly urge you to place your score after every speaker, after you've heard every speaker. Thank you so much. And yes, Sabha, I'm also sharing the form with you.
Thank you so much. Rightly said by Toastmaster Askar that when if you don't enjoy doing work, then you won't love it. So better do whatever you like, whatever makes you feel good. Now we are moving again, reshuffling. We are moving towards our speaker, Toastmaster Salah Hamid, as we have already mentioned. Object of the speech. So let's welcome Toastmaster Salah Hamid with a big round of applause. Our speech starts with the panic moment. No, not the panic. Jump first. Think second. Still.
Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Dear Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, how many of you have ever hesitated to take a leap because you are afraid of failing? How many opportunities have you missed because you were so cautious? And how many dreams have you delayed because you were waiting for the right time to come? What if the right time is now? And the only thing which is standing in your way is your own doubt. You know what? I know I have too, as you guys have. We often let fear hold us back, wait for the right moment, for a perfect moment, or for a foolproof plan. But the truth is, and the reality is, it's better sometimes to jump first and think second. As Eleanor Roosevelt, a former First Lady of the United States of America, she said, do every day one thing which scares you. Do everything one thing which scares you. So it simply emphasizes that consistently, if you are stepping out of your comfort zone, the fear you can kill it. Let me share a story of mine. I always had a deep fear of water. For years, I have avoided the swimming pools because the thought of being submerged always terrified. One day, I went to the swimming pool with my friends, and accidentally, I slipped. I slipped to the shallow end. Don't be scared. It was a shallow end, and my heart raced, and my body was all frozen, like a movie Frozen. I recall now. But suddenly, something incredible happened. I began to float, and I realized that the water wasn't that scary as I always imagined. And the fear which always held me back melted away. And I started swimming. That moment, you Toastmaster, that moment taught me that sometimes the fear of something is far worse than the reality. After that moment, I made a rule in my life that whatsoever happened, it's okay to jump first and think second. Recently, I must say recently, I faced another challenge. It was my first table topic speech at Toastmasters. What happened? My immediate reaction was, why me? Because the thought of failing publicly terrified me. I again recalled and remembered my rule. It's okay. It's okay sometimes to jump first and think second. I stood up and went to the stage. I had two choices. At that moment, I had two choices, either to panic or keep going. I decided and chose to keep going. Then what happened? I just spoke with the flow, the things whatever coming into my mind. I did not take a stress. I did not feel that I am someone who's having that fear in myself. I just thought that all are there. They don't know anything about it. I know better than them. And I am above them. This is a kind of a tactics which you have to give to yourself when you are among others. If you have a fear of inferiority complex, then you cannot win. So the same thing I took it at that moment, though it was really difficult to take it. I'm just saying it, telling you, but it was really difficult. Then I chose to keep going, and for my surprise, I was announced as the best table topic speaker that day. That moment, that experience showed something powerful. That by embracing discomfort, I was not only participating, I was also thriving. So, dear Toastmaster, what hold you when you take a next step? Is it a fear of failure? Is it a fear of looking foolish? Or is it a fear of unknown? Whatever it is, I encourage you to embrace the discomfort, take a leap. So, next time when you face such challenge, take a moment to reflect. Are you holding a fear which is stopping you? If yes, then it's the time to jump first and then see where the adventure takes you. Remember, always try to remember, dear Toastmasters, that it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly, I'm telling you, it's perfectly okay to jump first and think second. Because either you will learn a valuable lesson or, you know what? Or you will hit your goal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sila, for such a wonderful and inspiring speech. Now, let me quickly jump to the next speaker, and he is Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali delivering his speech from the Pathways Team Collaboration. Level 1, Project 2, Writing a Speech with a Purpose. His evaluator is Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. The speech title is Control. Control. Toastmaster Latif, the stage.
Stand back.
A day when Karachi was in rain. There were people putting their hands like this to feel the water. There were some putting it over the head. They don't want anything pouring to their dresses. There were some arguing. Lalita, have you hanged the clothes on the balcony or it's there in the room? Or some might have been just thinking how to go and pass out from this way. Distinguished Toastmasters and guests, I have been into these similar situations from the childhood. When I was young, my parents gave me a gift. That was a remote control car. Everything was in my hand. I was making it drive to the limit of maximum. But the best thing it was, whenever it hit the wall, it turns back and comes towards me. But it never stopped driving, moving forward. Second, when I went ahead, I saw people trying to control us, like parents, friends sometimes, and very commonly when I hear them, you people will not understand my grief. What I'm going through is my grief. I figure out few things of late that people can control many things, but the best person who can control is yourself. Like the remote control car, whenever I wanted to stop, I can make it stop. But how can I be exactly explained this term of you can only control the controllables? I cannot control my friend, I cannot control my boss, I cannot control anybody in this world except myself. And that term was meticulously explained when I eclectically trying to write ideas by Rumi. He says, when I was clever, I wanted to change the world. But when I was wise, I changed myself. So I thought of this and implemented few of these things into the real life situations. Mainly, we have challenges with our offices where always someone is either senior or maybe having good knowledge. How you will avoid these things? I focused one driving idea, and that is mirror the image. If your colleague, your supervisor, your bosses thinks that they know well, accept, because they are looking at a mirror, accept and drive with them through ideas. Second, plan meticulously, again I'm saying this, to prepare for a fight, but in a polite, humble way. And that through an example, agree to whatever they are saying, but drive an idea. How about this one? Last, prepare your exit plan. Because when you drive through them with a mirror, when they see themselves, they might think that there is a competitor. They might feel that they are not secure. So in any ways, if you want to control yourself, change yourself. Try to accept the toxic things as they are, but evaluate the way you want. I'll repeat Rumi's again. When I was never clever, I wanted to change the world. When I was wise, I wanted to change myself.
Thank you so much. Now I should be very clever and quick to move towards the next speaker. Our next speaker needs no introduction. The stage is yours. So he's delivering project from Pathways Engaging Human Level 1 Project 2, writing a speech with a purpose. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Fahim Razak. So Toastmaster Fahim. Okay, you all are requested to score to give score after every speech from 1 to 5, right?
Yeah, 1 is the lowest.
One is the lowest.
It's on WhatsApp. The link is on WhatsApp. The form link is on WhatsApp. When you open it, you'll see that.
Only the paid members can.
Only you have to ask.
No. Those who have given the charges, they can also.
Doing the same thing.
Okay, so our next speaker is Vivian Talha, and he's delivering a speech from Pathways Engaging Humor, project requirement, writing a speech with a purpose. The speech title is Letter to My Poor Children. And the evaluator is Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Please welcome Vivian Talha.
Thank you, sir, so much. Dear children, when they say that most people in this world can procreate, but most would not, perhaps they were talking about me. When you're reading this letter, it means that I'm either dead or very close to it. And how? Road rage. A bike rider cut me off. I showed him this finger. He misinterpreted the sign language and responded by taking out a pistol and shooting straight at me. Imran, you had to shoot me in the heart. You could have gone for the leg as well. But now what's done is done. It can't be reversed. So I thought that maybe I can be of some use by sharing some of my life learnings. Because as Toastmaster Asghar is very fond of saying, nothing in this world is completely useless. Some people can be used as bad examples. Right now you're in school and I know it's tough, but why you don't know it? You have the internet to entertain yourself and you have the internet to help you study. You have the internet to take online classes. You have YouTube videos on every topic imaginable. And these days, teachers do not expect you to know arithmetic because you're allowed to use calculators. And you know why you're allowed to use calculator? Because the teachers don't know the arithmetic themselves. How could they teach you? So when I say that you don't know tough, I really mean it. And by the way, you'll be hearing this for the rest of your life. People older than you will be talking about the olden times or the golden age, where their time was both tougher than yours, but better than yours. Thereby proving that they're tougher than you are, but better than you are. You can either listen to them or you can ignore them completely. And when you get through school, life will not improve, contrary to what you're being told by your mother 24/7. It will get tougher because you'll go to college or advanced studies. And when you get through college or university, or when you complete your education, you think that, okay, now I can breathe a sigh of relief. As if, no, life gets tougher because then you'll be expected to start earning money. And why are you expected to start earning money? To pay back your parents? No. You're expected to start earning money so that it can go into the pocket of your future spouse or in-laws. But worry not, my children. It will depress you to hear it. But believe it or not, you're not unique. Nothing makes you unique. You're unique in your own mind. That's it. You're 99% like every person before you. And every person that comes after you, including your own children, will be exactly like you. That's it. Time switch. Life does not ever get ideal. There's no such thing. And you won't even be able to control your feelings. For example, I wasn't able to control my road rage. And look where it got me. You won't be able to control your depression. You won't be able to control you feeling bad after everything that happens to you or if someone hurts you. No, you're not a robot. You'll never become a robot. So you will continue to feel anger, depression, anxiety, and you cannot change human nature. The mind focuses on the negative emotions. So no, you won't be able to change it. And this world is getting worse by the day. Economically, politically, in terms of climate, everything is getting worse. The bills are rising, the quality of life is decreasing, and that's true for every individual on this planet. You can blame us or the generations before us. You can blame God or the laws of nature. But that's not about to change anytime soon. So you cannot control that either. You cannot control inflation. You cannot control the rising temperatures. You cannot control the power outages, which is, by the way, now a global phenomenon. You cannot control the diseases that will afflict you as a result of stuffing your bodies with unhealthy food and water and air? For God's sake, don't take up smoking. But you won't need to take up smoking in order to kill yourself. The air you breathe will ensure that you're inhaling equivalent to a pack every day, unfortunately. And yes, all that is very sad. Perhaps at this point, you're even feeling that I'm perhaps lucky in order to be passing away from the world and leaving all of you here. But don't worry, an instant improvement is coming in your life. My absence. And you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control world events. There's only one thing you can control: your output. What you say to others, what you write to others, what you convey to others. You cannot control your thoughts. No, you cannot. So focus on controlling that. And trust me, this world will be a better place. Over to you.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful speech. Now we are moving towards the online speaker, and what Navanta Karan is online.
Yes.
So Naventa is not the speaker. Actually, Toastmaster Shahzeb is the next speaker, and he will be delivering his speech. Just a minute. He is delivering his speech from the pathways, level 1 speech, project 2, speech with a purpose. So we have too many speeches with a purpose. And the speech title is The Power to Choose. The power to choose, and he will be evaluated by our past president, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazim. Sarfraz, okay, so we ready? Before that, I request everyone to please score the speaker, begin the speech from 1 to 5. Okay, so Toastmaster Shahzad, could you please say something so that we can confirm your audibility and visibility? You are visible.
Yeah.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes,
And
you
can I
are.
see the timer? Can I
Yes.
see the timer?
Okay, what I'll do is you can look at the Karachi Toastmasters Club window for the time. Okay.
Okay.
Are you able to see it, or shall I spotlight it?
Yes, I am now. This time I can see the Karachi Toastmasters.
Okay, Latif, you don't need to. No worries. It's automatic timer.
So Toastmaster Shahzad, the power to choose. The power to choose, Shahzad, the stage is yours.
One night, I was sitting in front of my laptop, determined to finally transform my thoughts, experience, and emotions into a powerful speech. I was completely focused. And just as the words start dancing across the screen, the light sparked. The screen went blank. And when I looked up to see what happened, it was my 2 years old son with a laptop charger in his hand and banging on the floor. I got frustrated and I was about to snub him, but at the same time, my wife from behind said, "Baby, calm down. Calm down." And these 2 words remind me of my best friend, Kamran. Kamran, my complete opposite. We could not be more different. He was full of patience and calmness, cool as cucumber. But this calmness was never the ball of my game. Mr. Contester, ladies and gentlemen, once I was standing in a queue along with Kamran for 3 long hours in the excise and taxation office. And when finally my turn came, the guy from the window said, "Excuse me, sir, I'm going for a tea break." I got angry and I was on the brink of giving him a nice punch. But my friend Kamran intervened and said, "Shazib, calm down, calm down." But I wasn't. I wasn't calm. You know, sometimes we fight with our own best friends. And whenever I and Kamran had that situation, despite my outbursts, Kamran was always remained calm and chose not to respond. At that day, he did the same. And this calm demeanor reflected the narrative of his life. After 4 years of their marriage, Kamran and his wife had their first baby boy. Their family was filled with happiness. But just a year later, the doctors told them that their son was having a severe mental disability and might not survive long. Tragically, in 2017, their beloved child took his final breath and passed away. Those were the very sad moments for the parents, but I saw Kamran even then. He was remained calm and had no complaining words. In 2019, God blessed him again with another baby girl who brought their home back to life. But unfortunately, a year later, when Kamran's wife was giving a bath to her daughter, meanwhile, the doorbell rang. Her mother stepped out to check at the door, and when she returned, she saw that their daughter fell into the bathtub, slipped into the bathtub, and drowned. Imagine the heartbreak and devastation that Kamran and his wife felt. They were completely lost, and Kamran's wife became tormented by nightmares. But through it all, Kamran maintained his unwavering spirit of patience and calmness with the hope for the right time. Now, you people will feel happy if I tell you that just 2 years ago in 2022, Kamran was blessed again with a third baby boy. But what if I tell you that the third son of Kamran just 2 months ago fell down from the stairs and lost consciousness? Would you believe it? When I came to know about it, I rushed to the hospital. That little child lying inert on the bed, Kamran, appeared lost in thoughts. I moved forward and I clung to him tightly. And my tears streamed down onto his neck. And instead of me saying something to him, consoling him, Kamran said those words, most beautiful words, that Shazib, calm down. But this time I questioned and I asked how you can remain calm after losing your two precious children and almost a third one. But Kamran was remain calm and chose not to respond. And then It happened. Like a brightening sun emerging from the clouds, the joy returned when we heard the doctors saying in the hall that the child got consciousness. Everyone in the hall felt the true blessings of God. And those were the moments of my life when I realized that being calm or being patient is not just a virtue, it's a superpower that can change, that can transform every aspect of our life. Ladies and gentlemen, we often struggle with patience because we want things to happen quickly in our favor. But the truth is, losing patience means losing the battle. Kamran understood this. And it's our turn to believe that amidst all of this chaos of life, dejections, demands, deadlines, frustrations, we rush, we shout, we feel lost, we compete, we feel agitated. But now it's time to know that within you, within us, there's a power to choose. So choose calmness. Choose not to respond. And whisper to yourself that calm down. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful speech. Finally, we have. It's time for me to introduce the last speaker of this wonderful speaker-thon, and he is none other than our past president, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfaraz Naseem. Sarfaraz, so good to see you on after a very long time. DTM Sarfaraz is delivering his speech from Presentation Mastery Level 3 Elective Project Connect with Storytelling. And he will be evaluated by our Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Syed Azam Ali. Sir, could we have you just turn on your screen so that we can confirm?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Okay, that's great. Okay, before that, our GE has not shown, so can we
Ask
give,
BPM Charo.
we have, Team Charo.
Who's GP? You can ask BPM Charo.
We have already requested Toastmaster also.
Oh, okay.
It is your prerogative, Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah.
It is his prerogative.
It's a perfect question.
It's the prerogative of Toastmaster of the day, he can assign to.
Yes, it is your prerogative.
Which prerogative?
Could you please?
Okay.
It is in the name. It is in the name.
Okay.
Okay, so DTM Sarfaraz is on the stage and his speech title is Money. Money. DTM Sarfaraz, the stage is yours. Before that, could you please say something so that we can confirm your audibility?
Yes, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Pharaohs were buried with gold and wealth because the ancient Egyptians believed that the deceased would need those items in the afterlife. How did it work out for them? In most of the graves that have been discovered, there is no wealth or gold coins. It's not because the pharaohs are using their money at an afterlife shopping mall, but because the wealth has been stolen by the grave looters. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and anyone who thought I was going to deliver a speech on how to get rich, money, the 5-letter word, it can either make us soar like an eagle or plummet like a lead balloon. People have a love-hate relationship with money. People love having money and they hate not having it. How do you deal with the affairs of money, the root of all evil? I will share 3 stories about my non-eclectic experience. When I was in school, I met a Pakistani student who was a friend of my roommate. One day he said to me, I don't have money. Can you use your credit card and buy me a 5-piece stereo system? And I will pay you the installments for the credit card company every month. I did not know him well, but I agreed. Why? Because I was too naive and not able to say no. For 3 months, he paid me the installments. In the 4th month, he began giving me excuses that he even did not believe them. If excuse making was an Olympic event, he would have gotten a gold medal. Then he disappeared, and I was stuck with paying the balance. Why do people not pay back the money? It's psychological. When people borrow money, they don't feel the immediate pain of parting with their own cash. That's why people say, never lend money to a friend. So what about a stranger? In 2019, about 5 years ago, I was in Karachi. A young man I had never met came to our house along with his wife. In a television show, the 2 of them had won a lottery ticket, an airline ticket from Karachi to Jeddah or Umrah. He was asking for money for the remaining expenses for Umrah. It's a noble cause. So I helped him. A few weeks later, I learned that his sister has been divorced and she has moved in with him. Feeling sorry, I sent him some money for her. Unfortunately, he kept 90% of it. A few months later, he sent me pictures of a car and a rickshaw along with their prices. And he asked me, which one should I buy? I responded, why are you asking me? You're the one buying it. He replied, because you are going to pay for it. Guess what? I had to learn how to delete a WhatsApp account. Should we just stockpile our money and swim in a vault of coins? No, we should use it for the good of mankind. In March of 2022, about 2.5 years ago, I was in Karachi. I was informed that one of the mosques was needing a water cooler. I paid for one because it's Sadaqah Jariyah, a voluntary charity that pays for a long, long time. A few days later, I received a message from the mosque imam. I had never met him. He said, I have a loan. Can you send me 40,000 rupees to help me pay the loan? Before I could respond, I received a second message. This time it said, can you give me 60,000 rupees? This time I had to respond because I knew if I don't respond, the 60,000 will become 80,000 before long. It will be 1 lakh. And I did not know if he really had a loan to pay or since I bought the cooler for them. he was thinking, I must own a bank. Well, you may have heard about Habib Bank, but fellow Toastmasters, you've never ever heard about Sarfaraz Nazir Bank. So I had to delete his WhatsApp account. So what's the takeaway? Before you lend money to a friend or someone else, ask yourself, would you trust this person with the password of your bank account? If your answer is no, then you must think twice before giving them your cash. But if you are blessed and you can afford it, you should help others in need, the people who really need your assistance. Now, fellow Toastmasters, if you ever get the urge to ask me for money, remember, I know how to delete a WhatsApp account. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Nicholas, and it was really like a dessert, and the dessert is always served at last. But not only did you surprise, all the 8 eloquent speakers delivered a wonderful speech. So we all should give every speaker a standing ovation and big round of applause. And we should thank Mr. Mandle for making such a wonderful Toastmaster community, and because of that, we are listening to so wonderful speakers and wonderful speakers. I request everyone to please to score the speaker. And I would request the timer. Why my voice is.
Azam Ali is, I think, someone's speaker is, I think, echo.
Okay, so Shahzad was overtime by. Okay.
Margin is quite high. Sorry, Shahzad.
So I didn't shoot him. He
Clarify.
To be sure.
completely directly on the heart.
There have been 2 disclaimers: no drugs, no killing.
Okay, about the details of Nazir's speech, that Imam Sahib finally realized that he's an American. That's why he wasted for me. Now it's time for me to hand over the charge to the general evaluator, and today's general evaluator is none other than Toastmaster Nasir Ahmed.
We don't have the.
Everybody, surprise! I knew that I would be here right now.
That's the magic.
Yeah, exactly. I was called as a TMOD replacement. And see, I am here doing the general evaluation right now. Okay, so today's general evaluation session would be unlike other our normal meetings. This evaluation session will only have 2 segments. First, we will be having speakers evaluation, and then we will be having general evaluation of the whole meeting. There won't be those. Okay, we will be having a grammarian report. We will be having a grammarian report, and then I'll be evaluating the whole meeting. So, not wasting any time, we'll move to our first evaluation, and our first evaluation will be done by DTM Talabin Khan. Of the speaker who talked us how to divert from the panic attack. DTM Talabin Khan, you are
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Majid Akhtar today gave us a very valuable lesson, as he always does. As always, you started with an emphatic voice, and the first 30 seconds of Toastmaster Majid's speech are enough to hook you in. Even if you're getting what he's saying or not, you remain and you listen to every word. And that's a very valuable skill for a speaker to have. Toastmaster Majid has another skill, and that was also on display today, which is that he renders every word with its full feeling and flavor. And that's not easy to do, especially when we all know that English is not our mother tongue or primary language. The message was very effectively delivered. And if I'm correct, the project was actually writing a speech with a purpose, right? Yes. Sorry, evaluation and feedback project 1. Yeah. So it's supposed to be a journal speech. It was a journal speech. It was a motivational speech, and it delivered a very valuable lesson to the audience. And that is something that is to be respected, because away from the requirements of the project, you also need to take care of the fact that you're asking for 5 to 7 minutes of the audience's time. And in that time, if you're able to add something meaningful to their life, even to one audience member, then you've done your job. A few improvement areas, and I thought I would never be saying this about Toastmaster Majid, but today your speeches needed more drama. So previously, maybe evaluators have been saying that you went into theatrics and dramatics a little too much. So maybe that's a result of that. But today it was curiously understated, very workmanlike, and it sounded more like a lecture rather than a speech, or rather a motivational talk. So a little more emotion, a little more drama. Yes, the emotion was there in the rendering of the words, and everybody could tell that you meant what you said. You always mean what you say, and you say what you mean. And that's where the real passion comes from. But the speech went on a very self-same plateau throughout. There were no major breaks, there were no plannings, and no major ups and downs. Perhaps a little more dialogue, a little more emotion, a little more drama over there. That is about the only improvement area. So overall, I believe that you delivered a very valuable message to your audience. Your presence on the stage was very emphatic. Your voice was great, and the only improvement area would be that it needed a little more emotional up and down, but perhaps a story. So overall, a great job. Over to you, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, DTM Talabin Hamid. Only DTM Talabin Hamid can tell Toastmaster Majid Akhtar to have more drama. Ready? This is only a duster, and that here was just salt. We don't do that stuff here. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Fahim Razak, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Hebaris.
Toastmaster Fahim Razak, an interesting title to the speech you had. During the time you spoke, you had good clarity, and I could detect no sign of nervousness. There was good eye contact during the time you spoke, and I found constantly looking at the audience. You had good hand and body gestures which you used to express yourself. There was good audience awareness, and the audience were thoroughly engaged and hooked on to what you were saying, which was with quite entertainment and a big smile. and there was good comfort level, and I could detect no signs of nervousness. The specific speech purpose of your speech was quite clear, and the general purpose was, there was no general purpose, so it was just a bit lacking.
That's hard.
Like, sorry, there was a general purpose, but
Ouch.
yeah. So anyways, overall, like every speech, there was some gray area that you need to improve upon. Firstly, you could have incorporated vocal variety in your speech to bring more flair and depth. And overall, it was a pretty well delivered speech with good entertainment, fun, and humor. It has really.
If you want blunt truth and only pointed, nobody can give it better than Toastmaster.
Actually, that's why you're yours. None of us are.
It was not great. It was just black and white lady.
Sometimes I get really outspoken because of what Toastmaster Sarah Hamid said. That even if you get fail, you will learn something new. So our next speaker was Toastmaster Sarah Hamid. That's why I said I'm bound to fail, right?
Yes.
I get outspoken.
Best illustration.
Yeah, thank you.
You jumped it out the illustration.
Yeah, I was demonstrating it.
Yes.
And she will be evaluated by Toastmaster Sadhana.
So, Father Shazay, are you there?
No.
Toastmaster Shazay,
Like speech,
there?
like speeches, you have to shuffle the speech evaluations.
I think move on to the.
Next one.
Okay. I think nothing new about it. When I was clever, I wanted to change the world. Now I'm wise, I want to change myself.
And the shading.
Okay, so our next speaker was Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Mohammed Azhar. Toastmaster Mohammed Azhar.
Thank you, Journal Evaluator. Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali was supposed to deliver a well-executed speech. That is a challenge in itself. But what I like is the title of your speech, Control. And secondly, what I like is the way this captivating word resonates throughout your speech, if you remember. You came up with the anecdotes surrounding the control. It starts from the rainy day, then your remote control, you had a control over it, and then some controlling freak in your office. The next what I like is you provide the roadmap to your audience and ultimately culminating with 3 broad advice. Plan meticulously, exit plan, and accept toxic people. The next thing I like is the way you wrap up your things, referring to Rumi, again to reinforce your idea. Finally, what I like, the way your words was reflecting your body while you are extending your hand for the rainwater and the way you are protecting yourself from the rainwater. On the recommendation side, I would say, please recall Dr. Wolf He said, we learn in the moment of enjoyment. So step out from your comfort zone and come up with a humor or a humorous event in order to light up the meeting. So the title, anecdotes, the body language, or the few things I always like in your speech. Merely putting some humorous things will captivate us even more. And that the butt of the joke was not necessarily be a mother-in-law.
I was ready.
This is some, every time mother-in-law can come in between.
I think we should invite her. We should
She has
invite
been in
her.
business for 10 years now.
And we haven't.
In every speech of Toastmasters, almost in every speech, 90%. Yeah. So our next speaker gave open letter to his children. And he told us that his mother is Toastmaster in Rangnana. Somehow his spirit was giving him this friendship. Anyway, PTM Talaban Hamid was our next speaker. And he is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Premlata.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. You know, they say time never stops for anyone. But I tell you what, if God forbid, DTM Talha was to drop that, KDC will certainly stop, if not the world. So my message to you, sir, is don't die. The title of his speech was obviously Letter to My Poor Children. As with TM Hiba and DTM Talha have one thing in common. They are crude in their message, reality. And that's what we had from DTM Talha, no surprises there. Reality of life. The message was very strong, very dark, and he gave it with no sugarcoating. Life is tough. You are not unique. Power outages, disease. Either you take up smoking, it doesn't matter, you will die prematurely. Very crude message, and we need that. We need that reality in life. So very well done. A strong messaging, but again in a very unique way. It was a motivational speech in a way, but it can get boring, but not with DTM Talha. The way he speaks, he has done it in the past, I've seen it, and in the other side of it, where he kind of pretended to be his dad, and the message that he wanted to give himself. This time, he obviously was in the shoes of being a parent. So once again, very unique way. You have that creativity to do that. I thought he had everything as one would expect in a speaker, in an eloquent speaker. The stage movement, delivery tone, pitch, body language, actions, everything he added. It was a complete package. Now, in terms of development, what can he do to make it better next time? You know, if I was his children, but one of his children, I can't be plural. If I was his child, and if I was reading his letter, I think halfway through the letter, I would probably commit suicide. What's the point of living? He sucked the life out of us in that letter, didn't he? I was almost losing the will to live. So that's my message. You don't need to be that crude in a paradoxical way. Yes, be crude, but not be so strong that you forget the message until the end. Your message was, you just need to control yourself, let the world, even if it falls apart, doesn't matter. Just not let it hurt you. But I think you needed to sprinkle that message in your story in a more positive way. But that's the content. I'm sure you can take care of it. It was, as I said, it's a motivational speech. And when it comes to motivational speech, we have all kind of have those messages, heard it before. So what we need from the speaker is humor. You had humor on two occasions. One was your wife will eat up all your money, and where Team Imran shot you. But apart from that, I think the humor was missing. So maybe you needed to sprinkle that a little bit. In summary, great messaging, unique way to do it, an excellent body language, stage movement, Just a little bit more positivity and the humor throughout the speech would make you an excellent speaker, of course. Over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fahim Rada. Gentlemen and ladies, that was exactly opposite of Toastmaster Raees Khan's. A sandwich is okay. So, our next speaker told us losing the patience is like losing the belt. I'm not going to win any bet. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Shahid Iqbal, and he will be evaluated by DTM Sarfaraz Ali.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
So he is standing.
Yes. We always dance. Believe it or not.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and especially you, Toastmaster Shahzaid Iqbal. What an emotional speech. First, I'm going to tell you the 3 things that I liked about your speech. Then I will give you 2 suggestions for improvement. I liked your storytelling. You open your speech with a story about your 2-year-old son and your laptop. Then you went on to narrate the stories about your friend Kamran and his children and the tragedies that they suffered. Good use of storytelling in your speech. The second thing I liked about your speech was your gestures. You made good use of the gestures throughout your speech. I recall when you mentioned a nice punch, you actually use your fist to show a punch. Another time, when you were mentioning the sun emerges from the sky, you looked up and pointed towards the sky. Again, good use of gestures during your speech. The third thing I liked about your speech was your emotions and your facial expressions, especially when you were talking about the tragedies suffered by the children of your friend. Your emotions showed that you were feeling the pain that your friend was feeling at that time when he discovered what was happening to his children. Now, how can you improve your speech? The title of your speech was The Power to Choose, and you use the theme calm down throughout your speech. Personally, I would recommend that you change the title to Calm Down, and then use the message or the theme within the speech, calm down, because you have the power to choose. The second thing you can improve upon is, I think you had about 5 stories in your speech. For a 5 to 7 minute speech, I suggest that you pick the 3 best stories so that you have more time to focus on the delivery rather than the content of the speech. I loved your speech because of your storytelling, your emotions, your gestures. And if you can change the title and reduce the number of stories, it'll be a great speech. Thank you for your speech, and I look forward to your next one. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Sakral Ali. Toastmaster Shahid Iqbal, you are so lucky. Who can give you better points than the master himself? Especially a master so learned that he knows to delete the WhatsApp account. Okay, and next speaker was none other than DTM Sarfaraz himself, and he will be evaluated by DTM Azam Ali.
Yes. DTM Azam, can you see the Karachi Toastmasters Club window? That is the timing. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much. Well, fellow Toastmasters and
especially DTM Sarfraz Nazir. Today we have honor of a amazing and super amazing speech. Literally, I'm short of the words to evaluate and praise this speech. I thought that it's a beautiful garland full of the flowers, beautiful flowers, fragrant flowers. And the structure of the speech was wonderful. DTM Safrazi started the speech. He made a proper opening and starting with the explaining that the speech was not about the money, and he discussed the hate and love relationship. In the body, he included the three stories. The project was about the storytelling, and I think we all were on air while he was delivering his speech and discussing about the three story of lending the money. And the topic was also relevant with all of us, but I think we should not take it as a blessing that DTM Sarfraz is among us and he can lend the money in need to anyone. And the closing was also appropriate, a good closing that was. Coming to the other areas, the gestures, the vocal variety was outstanding. Like when he said the eagle, his hands were up. And I like that he was laughing. And his punchline, his humor was extraordinary. He just twist the words and create the humor. Like when he said the love and hate story, the people who don't have money, who have money, they love the money. And his confidence, of course, was amazing as well. It's very difficult to identify the area of improvement in such a wonderful speech. I have a very few, two or three minor area of suggestion for the improvement. His speech had some dialogues with different persons. Like he had a dialogue with the person who was asking money for Umrah. He had dialogue with the friend as well. And I think that the dialogue postures could have been incorporated in the speech. Sometimes, a few times, I was unable to see his hands because of his half body was shown on the screen. And the last and very minor suggestion that the title of the speech was money, but that was, I think, all about lending the money, then the pros and cons of the money. So these are very small suggestions from my side. Overall, that was a super amazing speech, and I always love to listen to DTM Sarfraz Nazir. Thank you very much, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Azam Ali. DTM Sarfraz Nazir always brings tears to his evaluator's eyes because he's unable to find anything majority of the time, and almost everyone of us here has experienced that. Our next speaker was Toastmasters 11 Hamid, and he will be evaluated. That's the point of failure. Yeah.
It's Sila Hamid. It's Sila Hamid.
It's Sila Hamid, right?
You just said Hamid.
So Sila with Hamid.
Jumping
Most
in the
points are Sila.
How did you push him?
Toastmasters Sila. Toastmasters Sila Hamid. I was doing it conscious. Toastmasters Sila Hamid will be evaluated by Toastmasters Hadir Iqbal. Right?
I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, you are.
So jump first and think second. Either you will learn a valuable lesson or you will hit your target. What a beautiful lesson we learn from our new but a star Toastmaster Sila Hamid. Three things I like about her speech the most. The first thing that are the start of her speech. She started with a quote that life is a daring adventure or nothing at all. And then she asked some question, not one question, but 2 or 3 questions at that time. And that is something a speaker need to grab the audience attention. And she did it perfectly. The second thing about her speech is she used some very beautiful lines and quotes. For example, when she say, "Do every day one thing that scares you," and then she used that the fear of something is far worse than the reality. So it was beautiful usage and very relatable to the theme of her speech. The third thing that I would like to appreciate about her speech was the example, the stories, and which was very relatable to each of us, and all of us were enjoying that things. The swimming story when she slipped into the swimming pool, and the table topics story. It was amazing and very relatable to each of us, and we all were enjoying their stories. And that was the turning point was there, that when she was fighting with the fear, and then she uh, won the table topic, and that was a perfect lesson and the perfect speech uh, in my observation. But here comes the improvement part. The first thing I would like to uh, work upon that the using of stage. Sometimes for the online audience you are not visible, you are using your right side of the stage most of the time. So I would recommend to stay uh, at the center place, especially when you are speaking at the KTC. So just try to be in the center and be visible to everyone. The second thing that I would say that you are using your hand like you are setting your ball while speaking. So I would say to please avoid that thing. The third thing I would say that to there was some repetition. For example, when you say remember, and then you again say always remember the Toastmaster. That shows a little nervousness. I and it seems like you were not fully prepared for that. So be more and be fully prepared for your speech. So overall, keep up with a good start. Uh, keep up with a good, beautiful using quotes. Keep up with a related story, and just try to use the stage in a better way. Just try to be in a good shape while speaking, and just try to be more prepared while speaking. Keep up and keep striking. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shadi Iqbal. Our not so last speaker, but our last evaluation would be of Toastmasters Ramzan. And he will be represented by none other than Toastmaster Ramzan.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmaster and guest. Today, Toastmaster Asghar delivered a speech about writing a blog. So the objectives were to share his or her experience about writing and maintaining a compelling blog. What I love about your speech is the speech title, Blog and Writer. And you very well supported it with a personal story of uh, of uh, of using the AI tool to write the blog for you as you were a government servant who who face difficulties to write on any topic. So the best thing about your speeches about the speech was your self-deprecated humor, which is always the essential part of your speeches. Uh, I'm observing that you deliver the speech with composed and calm gesture. That's a wonderful thing. And you were the only speaker who used word of the day, if I'm correct.
No, you're not.
Okay, so the areas of improvement where you could work upon. in your last speech, I suggested you not to clasp your hand. So this time you did it again. Try not to. Throughout your speech, you use the stage quite well, but your vocal variety needs to be improved more. Means you should add high and low tones so that your your experience become more compelling. You told us the benefits of writing a blog, and and the ending part, the message was quite amazing and quite inspiring. That do whatever you like or whatever you enjoy. So overall, a wonderful speech delivered with amazing humor. Your vocabulary was quite amazing. Just few areas of improvement you could work upon, so that you could deliver more amazing speeches in your next meeting. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. That was for my first segment. Now, not being eclectic and going with the tradition, it's time for facilitators report. And for Grammarian report, we have Toastmaster Eva Rais Khan.
Okay, as for the word of the day, Fahim used it once.
Really?
Yes. Till what my head, it's like ears, but ears. And Tim Latif used it once. TM Algar used it once. And Shahzeb used it once. BPM Sarfaraz used it once, and Vase used the last one. And as for the grammarian report, someone pronounced mantra. Yes, mantra. And if someone said, if your colleague bosses know well, your colleague bosses think they know well. That's what I said. And that's about it.
Okay, ask the timer for all our qualifying. So I'm just floating the poll, everyone. So please.
Everybody, the poll is being
Floated. Yeah.
floated. So please vote now.
Sorry.
So now,
Yeah. Okay. Please move. Forward.
Okay, everyone. Today, our meeting started around at 6:40 p.m. To be exact, just when I arrived, and
you arrived late.
You are right there. It had started already.
no, the speeches started at 6:40. The speeches started at 6:40. I was on time. So the meeting started at 6:30. The meeting started at 6:35. We had 8 speeches. All 8 of them were phenomenal, I would say. I would say a huge round of applause for everyone. Every speech you could say could be presented in a contest. Definitely, because everybody prepared for it. Everybody looked very prepared. The content was very good. Starting from Toastmaster Majid Akhtar of Panic Attack to Toastmaster Painazar to going high. Toastmaster Mohammad Asghar talking about ChatGPT. I hope he didn't use ChatGPT to write this. Toastmaster Silabin Hamid from Affiliates, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali.
Please not wrong, because you are not wrong.
Yeah,
Big topic is correct.
yeah.
Factually correct.
Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali talking about control. DTM Salabin Ahmed.
Forward the control.
Yeah. No need to control to the next level. Where people cannot even control it. After death. Toastmaster Shazib Iqbal's speech was also really good, and we cannot comment about details at Raj. Of course, it remains unchanged, and it can never be compared to anyone. All evaluations were really good. They were on point, and we had some really nice recommendations. The best part is that we finished on time. 8:35. That is wrong. Yeah, that is wrong. That clock is wrong. I am right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
So we finished on time. So now back to Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vase, for your wonderful overall evaluation and for your segment. I must say, this is the best way to celebrate the centennial birthday of Toastmasters. So, right?
No cake.
Yes.
Cake.
Cake. No, we don't need cake. Medium Sarfraz speech was just like a dessert, right?
Yes.
So thank you so much for delivering such a wonderful and inspiring speeches. I second Toastmaster Vase that all the speakers were phenomenal and today's speeches were more like an international contest speeches. So please keep bringing these amazing speeches, and we request DTM Shahrukh Shanawaz to please deliver your speeches as well. Look who's talking.
Exactly.
So with that, I would like to hand. So I request you, if you like my performance over Toastmaster versus, so please cast your vote for the best pick to myself, Toastmaster of the day, and the general
Thanks for the reminder.
Yes,
Thanks for the reminder.
Yes. The president will ask will call the tickets. General Evaluator Toastmaster Vase Ahmed. With that, I would like to hand over the charge back to who needs no introduction. The stage is yours.
Yeah, so everyone, I'm just floating the poll for the best big two. Please vote quickly. We are about to be kicked out of this room.
Yes.
And yeah, the best, the poll is on the WhatsApp group. I've also floated them to our guests. And you know what's the best way to be in on these polls?
Become a member.
Can you guess? Can anyone guess?
Pay 20,000 rupees.
Not good. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much. It has been a memorable speakerthon. I end up saying this at the end of every KTC meeting, but the quality of the speeches is absolutely astounding, and so is the quality of the
Thank you for attending such a.
Yes, thank you. Sincere appreciation for our VP Education for arranging the second speakerthon. With such care, it's really appreciate the services. So, without further ado, what I'll do is that first I will, while you vote for the best big two, I will call some of our guests for their very quick comments, starting with, Toastmaster Imran Chaudhary, and I think he's your friend, so please come on the stage, both of you. By the way, Imran Chaudhary has been a Toastmaster. We're just trying to pressurize him into reviewing. That's why we're seeing comments from him.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, TM Talha, for having us on the stage. And as he has already broken the surprise, I was about to say that I'm a member, then I'm a guest. I'm a guest. It has been going on for the past 9 years.
Yeah.
So I'm open and blunt about it. As usual, I think I've been advocating Toastmasters, especially Karachi's chapter, to everyone. It's just such a wonderful every
and I'll keep on doing so. I think
You know what's the best
this is
way
what
to
told
advocate
us.
is to set an example.
So that's it from me. Please, that's it.
So, thank you, Imran, and thank you everyone firstly for having us here, So this was my name is Faisal, and this was my second Toastmasters meeting. I think the thing that stood out for me was the humor in all the speeches. I joined a bit late, but whatever speeches I could hear, the humor and then the storytelling. So that was, as one of the Toastmasters mentioned, was of a quality that could be entered in any competition. So again, it was wonderful being here, and thank you so much.
We hope to see you both again. We're happy to visit. And Toastmasters Sabha. Yes, you also need to say your comments.
Yeah, anyone can pin the speaker.
After Talab and Hamid for giving me the third or fourth time the opportunity to give the feedback at the same club, because still now I am the guest. So as long as I will be the guest, I will get this opportunity. So be a guest always. So today what I liked about this club and the meeting is the word of the day. It was so sparkling, I was mesmerized, and I think Hiba Rai, the credit goes to Hiba Rai, she has very strong intellect. And when I try to search what it is all about, it says deriving ideas, style, or taste from a broad and diverse range of sources. And they have told the sentence, universities offering an electric mix of courses. If I do not use this word in the sentence, so I would say universities offering mix of courses. It's so dry. Courses, universities, it's so dry. The word eclectic brings spark. The spark, the way Toastmaster, when come this on the stage, it brings the spark. The same spark, I can see this in this word, and we can definitely use it in our daily life and inspire others. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. And we come to the conclusion of the meeting. Thank you so much for a full house today. And my one message to everyone who attends.
Thank you so much for the collection as well.
Yeah, of course. That goes without saying. My one message to everyone is that please, if you inform in advance that you're coming, we can assign everyone roles.
Yes.
Yeah. So just announcing the results for the first time. I think this kind of voting has taken place for the first time
Yeah, this
in
is wonderful
any
idea.
Toastmasters club.
Hmm.
And consequently, you're not forced to choose one speaker. You can give your objective opinion. So as a tradition, we announce top 3 winners for each speakerthon. Our winner for today is we start with the 3rd place. So the 3rd place goes to Toastmaster Salah. Apologies because 2nd place goes to me. And 1st place, DTM Surprise. For best evaluator, the first prize goes to Toastmaster Favorite. That's kind of my award, right? Because he evaluated me. Yes. The 2nd place goes to Toastmaster Imran Rana. 3rd place goes to myself. Today, best big role player goes to Toastmaster Vase Emma. With that, we say goodbye. Thank you so much once again, Toastmaster Shazay, DTM Surprise, and everyone. See you all next week. Thank you so much. Yes, yeah, we'll take a picture. And what we'll do is that everyone thinks, stay online for a bit. What we'll do is that we will place the camera here and stand against the screen. Everyone please stand here. Yeah, so it will be easy to do because Yeah, just stand in a line. Yeah, right here, right here. We have the. Yeah. अच्छी बात है तंग करने वाला कोई नहीं है शादी को ओके या सो एक मिनट wait just trying to place it and yeah oh okay everyone is fitting and please okay yeah are we all fitting no okay 1 2 3 1 2 3 okay चलो फोटो तो आ गई ना क्राउड तो बैकअप हो गई Thank you so much, Indians across. Very nice to see you again. And congratulations.